Hey, so Storm Freaks, this is Phil, and this is episode 204. And for the first time, we've got veteran storm chaser Mike Scantlin joining us tonight. We're going to show him some of our hashtag weather fools, and we're also going to be booting up Weather Trollbot here in the back for tonight. It's all going to be on this episode of Stormfront Freaks Live.
Going green. Greenwich. Saddle them up. You got it, boss.
All right, welcome to the most entertaining weather show. This is Stormfront Freaks Live, and it's brought to you by our amazing Patreon members. Our Patreon teammates are all going to be scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but we do want to welcome a couple new EF5 members, Tay McLean and Rob Strecker. So welcome to both of you. You can join our team as well, get access to our exclusive Facebook group. We've got over 50 of our past guests on there. We'll be sending an invite to Mike to join us on that as well. We've got a number of tiers, including some with exclusive merchandise, but you can help support our show and join the team for as little as $5 a month. Get all the details at stormfrontfreaks.com. So if you're new to the show, welcome. We like to have a little happy hour no matter what time we do this show, but it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. But it's a great way to introduce the co-hosts that are with us tonight as well. So puts a voice to that name. So we're going to go around the horn, kind of find out what everyone's drinking tonight. I'm going to start with Dina Knightley, our meteorologist and weather producer at weather.com. Dina, what are you joining us with tonight?
Guess what? I still have some of these left.
Wow. How many more episodes you got?
I think I have one left. I have one left.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
I actually got them all home. That was the amazing part.
That was great. Yeah, you got to treasure that. Maz,
Can you fly with beer through security?
Got one of those for you too, and MJ.
I checked it.
Awesome.
Yeah, you got to check it. You can get through that way. So, all right, Mark Maz Massaro, our former on-camera meteorologist. Maz, I'll get you a beer, but what are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, I would have a post and beam, but I don't know where they are. No, I'm doing a bourbon and root beer, A&W root beer zero. I've had some already.
Wow, easy for you to say.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Bourbon
Look, my
did you
glass
have?
is disappearing.
Hey, low sugar though, right, Maz? It's zero sugar,
No
right?
sugar.
So it's,
Oh,
kind of good
awesome.
for you, right? All right.
It has a frosty mug taste. Yeah.
I'm just telling you, for all the viewers, Maz, if you can't see him, Maz is looking great tonight. He's been on like some sort of diet. I don't know. He looked fantastic. So
Thanks for noticing me. I appreciate it.
All right, Brady Harris, our atmospheric science graduate. What are you drinking, Brady?
yeah, as you guys can tell, I'm already starting. I started a little early tonight. We got a rum going on straight. It's actually really good rum from I think the Caribbean.
It's a dark
somewhere.
rum. Yeah.
It is a dark rum, but it's like it's
Wow,
not
rum
flavored,
straight?
but it tastes like banana.
That's
If
what
you've
I
ever had bamboo, I think it's bamboo. Or
Oh,
bamboo
yeah,
rum.
yeah.
It
Awesome.
is. It's the best rum I've ever had by far. So
Brady, are you
Last week,
drinking
I had
out of your grandmother's fine crystal? Is that
no, I got this. I got this from my sister-in-law, Greg. This is this is a beautiful glass. And I don't know.
Don't spill on the throw pillows. Okay.
It looks like a pineapple,
All right,
so that's
all
kind
right.
of
Greg Johnson, our storm chaser and photographer. Greg, what are you drinking tonight?
It looks like we're all kind of on the same page. I'm drinking Screwball peanut butter whiskey tonight.
Whoa.
And if you've
Yum.
never tried it, man, like it sounds ridiculous, peanut butter whiskey, but it's actually
I've
quite
never
tasty.
heard of this. Are you
What's it
making
with?
this up?
No, it's seriously, it's called Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Go into any liquor store.
We're trying
And
that in May.
In Canada.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely. Yeah, it's really good.
Greg,
What
you
do
upgraded
what do
your
mix it
camera.
with?
Yeah, you know what, Brady? I'm always upgrading technical stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you look great,
I'm
man.
I'm like the SCANTMAN. I've got like drones all over the room, and I'm a tech guy, Brady.
All right.
impressive.
That's good. All right, so we got MJ is back with us. He's running the show back in the green room. So welcome back, MJ. He's kind of limping around every once in a while, but he's there. I know we also have Garrett and Angela are back there too, our VIPs. But Greg, let's get to our guest.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled to introduce Mike Scantlin. He's been storm chasing for 22 years, if I'm reading this correctly, 22 years. He's witnessed more than 300 tornadoes, 20 tropical cyclones. and he's a former member of Team Dominator, most notably during the Tornado Chasers web documentary series. He's now the lead storm chaser for NBC2 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he's a member of the Storm Chase TV team. Mike, I'm going to get this party started. While we were off, or I guess before we went live, we were talking about the upcoming Storm Chase season, and every Storm Chase we've had on in the last 3 or 4 months, I've asked the same question too. What do you think is going to happen this year? Bring us into your crystal ball. What's happening in 2024?
Nobody knows. Who knows?
Nobody
Finally,
knows.
somebody who's honest.
I'm really not, I don't know anything about the climatology. El Nino, neutral, La Nina, and all of those cycles. Every one of them is different from the last, so they aren't really like a blueprint you can really plan off of. If we're going into this phase, well, they're not all the same.
Okay, so you're not one of these guys who is obsessing over the analog from a prior year and trying to figure out like what's the best time to be out there. You're just going to take it as it comes.
I feel bad for people that don't live in Oklahoma and can't just do, I'll just chase whenever I can because it's in my backyard or, just a couple hours drive away. But, we live in different worlds. And, fortunately, I don't have to be good at forecasting to see tornadoes because I live here. But that's kind of a joke. But I really am terrible at forecasting. But no, I have no good answer for you. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's all right. I mean, listen, I think that all of us, we just, as far as the Stormfront Freaks is concerned, we're always 6 months out trying to plan what's that week that we're going to take in May or June, or maybe it's April. What's that week that we're going to take off of work and we're going to, head down to the plains and chase? But you're right. I mean, so have you always lived in Oklahoma? Is that home for you growing up?
I moved here when I was 7. I lived here for a few years earlier than that, but moved here permanently when I was 7. And from that point on, it's been Oklahoma only. And yeah, it's been pretty active. We had a long period that was a lot less active, but hopefully this year we can turn the switch back on for the southern plains here for more than 2 or 3 events, and then it's all to the north. But I don't know. I would say just climatologically, May 22nd to the end of the month would be the best bet. But there are years where it's completely turned off the first week of May, and April is just gangbusters. So who knows? But you guys skipped me. I just wanted to tell you that I'm drinking Wild Cherry Pepsi and Lemon Heart 151 rum. If I turn red, it's because I'm drinking 151 proof rum because I'm nervous.
So if you fall out of your chair, we'll just keep going.
That's awful.
Mike, can't you light that on fire? Isn't that technically flammable?
You probably could if you tried. I'm not going to try it. If I finish this, maybe I'll be a little more apt to try it.
So Mike, give us a little bit. So you've been storm chasing for 22 years. Where did this all start for you? Right? Where was there like a decision? Was there a storm? Was there how did you get involved and say, hey, I want to chase for, and do this and be a part of this?
That is such a good question. And, a lot of us have the same experience where we're young and we have like a major weather event that happens nearby that just kind of flips a switch in your head and just turns you into some weird kid that's obsessed with the sky. And, it's the same thing for me. My cousin Nick would babysit me when I was younger during the summer when school was out. My dad would go to work. He'd drop me off at my cousin's house. And he's kind of a storm junkie. He's a storm front freak, probably. He's probably watching, but he loved storms, and I was terrified of storms. And, he couldn't have that. So he kind of forced me to like storms by locking me on the front porch when I was being a little whiny baby about the storm clouds brewing. And this lightning's too close. I'm just a little, just being kind of whiny about it. And he said, get out there. And it worked, unfortunately. But it came full circle in about 2020. He was chasing with me for the first time, and we got hit by a weak tornado. And I kind of paid him back. 30 years later, but I got him back. I looked in the rearview mirror and he was in the back seat and his eyes were this big because this tiny little suction vortex just went right over the hood of the truck.
Wow.
And it was like, whoa.
No.
It was super weak. It was really sudden. It was kind of in the wrong place, but sometimes you'll get little eddies in like the rear flank downdraft gust front that kind of becomes the new circulation. And at the time I was just like, man, was that really a tornado? And then like the next radar scan, there was like a new couplet on the our Baron rotation tracker. So you know, you have those little situations like that just pop up real quickly, and I'm glad he was in the truck for that one because he deserved it. I owed it to him. But
So-
you know, from that point on, from 7 years old on, you know, all I really cared about was storm chasing and weather. And you know, I had friends and I played basketball and rollerbladed and all this stuff. But like, if it was weather time, if there was severe weather coming, it was just, you know,
Drop everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
So I'm
can you
gonna
do
ask
me a
you-
favor? If I can quick ask, can you put your second earbud in? You might have been louder when you had that in.
Testing 1 2. Yep.
Maybe
Sorry
not.
about that.
No, that's all right. We were just having a little trouble with your audio sounded
Sure.
kind of quiet.
I didn't
so.
say anything.
It's
important.
the-
It's fine.
It's the 151 that does it to you every single time.
Tends to have
Just
a
saying.
quieting
Hey,
effect on.
So Mike, since you are drinking the 151, I better get this question in. So over 320 tornadoes, have you ranked any of the? Have you have like a top 10, top 5,
yeah.
anything like that?
That's so tough because, you know, people who, I don't know, the younger guys or people that haven't experienced like what tornadoes do, they think that the stronger or bigger tornadoes are the more memorable or the ones you want to see. But the more of those you see up close and the more you deal with that, those are the ones you really don't like to see. Unfortunately, I've seen a couple of F5s that just completely devastated areas. And, you know, those aren't on my list for my favorite chases or favorite tornadoes because they're just, it's really bad. I like small tornadoes in the middle of nowhere. They last 10 seconds or they last 10 minutes. It's fine. But as far as ranking the tornadoes go, like I have, so Tornado Chasers episode 3 or 4, the Helix, we had this really small rope tornado that had a little suction vortex that did this like helical, this little snaky spinner. And it was just like a jet engine. It was like 100 yards away from us, but it was the loudest noise I've ever heard up until the Chapman tornado. So those are my two that I just really nerd out about every time I think about tornadoes. It's just two different worlds, like the really weak small tornado that has this crazy motion. And like, you know, I think they have like really extreme winds and really small spatial scales and really short time scales. And then a 90-minute long tornado that produced, I mean, it changed shape every 10 minutes. It looked like a different tornado, but it was 90 minutes of the same tornado doing all kinds of things and very, very little injuries and very few structures impacted, even though it was on the ground for like 3 counties and for 90 minutes long. So Young County, Texas and Chapman are tied for my favorite tornadoes.
Yeah, with the weak ones, have you ever run through them? The real weak ones?
I spend an embarrassing amount of time chasing dust devils during the summer. Like after work, I work in Western Oklahoma doing like oil and gas stuff for a real job. And, you know, after work, it's pretty much like from 3 p.m. to sundown, I'm just driving around on back roads looking for dust devils.
Oh, wow.
So
Iron Man suit on and run into it.
You know, there was a guy that did that. I don't know if you guys know about Steve Green back in the 2010s. He had a tornado-proof vehicle and then couldn't get it into a tornado, so he made like a tornado-proof suit, and he was paying. I know Brandon Kopic chased with him, and Andy Gabrielson, the late Andy Gabrielson, was trying to get him into a tornado, but fortunately, he never got to test out his suit in a real tornado.
Oh, really?
But shout out to Steve Green. I know a lot of you guys haven't heard that name in 10 years, 15 years. We all remember that crazy bastard.
Hey, Mike, you mentioned, you know, just sort of like you say, oh, you know, Chapman, Kansas, or, you know, you refer to the tornado. You know, I think all of the tornadoes kind of get a name associated with them, generally a city or a town that's close by. And, you know, you had mentioned Chapman, Kansas. But if there's somebody who's listening who isn't a storm nerd like all of us, you hear the word Chapman, Kansas, and it doesn't mean anything, right? Like it just doesn't mean anything. And I would say the same goes for dates of tornadoes, right? Like if you throw out a certain date, we all kind of in our brain go, oh yeah, that tornado, that day. Maybe even just see a 1 second clip or a photo, and we all know what the tornado was and what the date was and all that kind of thing. Do you ever find that people who aren't in your tornado world look at you and go, how in the hell do you remember what one was where and what day and all that kind of crap?
What was it? This week, just a couple days ago, I'm in a group chat with a couple of guys that I go looking for snakes with, another one of my weird hobbies. When there aren't storms or before storms, we like to go look for snakes, flip stuff over and looking for different types of snakes and lizards and critters. But
Yeah,
one of them
your Twitter photo has a picture of you with a snake in your mouth, right?
yeah, that was the last snake I'm ever going to put in my mouth. So that one,
that cobra
You
didn't
gotta let
taste
it
so
go.
good.
The last
No,
one. So that wasn't the first one. That was just the last
no.
one.
I've done that a few times, but
Wow.
you can tell the look on my face is different in that one because that snake tasted like he pooped on himself before I put him in my
Oh.
mouth because he did.
Ew.
He did what he was supposed to do instinctually, and it worked because I'm never going to do it again. And he
Was
survived
this a
the
bet?
incident.
Did
but-
you lose a bet?
No, it's just something stupid that I do.
Were you mad? I mean, did he bite you first, and so you figured I'm gonna bite him?
No, because I had my wife was in the car and Connor McCrory, one of my chase partners, was there, and they both think that I'm an idiot for doing it. And then they saw me prove them right, so they got a good kick out of that. And the snake survived. He went on his way and did snake things, and I hope he's still kicking out there somewhere in Central
Okay,
Texas.
so
but,
just so everyone knows,
original
I
one.
actually had a question about tornado dates and everything.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Greg.
I
I'm
was gonna-
sorry.
Let's backtrack.
Thank
So
you,
in my-
Brady.
Squirrel.
I was
Sorry,
looking-
Greg.
in my Snakelahoma group chat, someone sent a video of a tornado that was, I don't know, in the 90s. And I was like, oh, that was this date. And, that's this person's video. And, within like 30 seconds, they were like, I told you. And so they're just making fun of me for knowing more about tornadoes than anyone should know about anything. It's just one of those.
And I'm
things,
just reading our chat here as we're talking, and people are saying, yeah, they can see a video posted online, and they instantly know who shot it. And you've probably got this incredible collection, of amazing videos. Do you ever watch your own stuff and just
No.
Yeah, no?
I don't know. I'm fortunate that any tornado I see, there's someone way better at documenting it also there. So I don't have to watch my own video and be like, why am I talking? Or it's real shaky, or I'm really terrible at documenting storms. And, I try to, it's not on purpose. I'm just terrible at running a camera, but also I try to be as in the moment as you can in those moments and not, messing around with the camera or worrying about documenting it. But, I say that just because I'm really terrible at documenting storms. I'm a terrible cameraman. I don't own a real camera. I just use my phone usually or my work camera. But this year I'm going to own a real camera, but I'm probably not going to remember to use it. I'll just use my phone. And then
You're I don't know if anybody from the Tulsa TV station you work with is listening as you talk about how bad your video skills are.
oh, they know. They're aware. They're well aware.
Hey, they're still hiring you, so that's a good sign.
It's all right. Everybody's got a 4K camera in their pocket, so somebody will get it. It'll be fine.
As long as they're all drinking
speaking-
151, they're all friends.
I might be more stable at this point with the 151. Here, will you take this from me?
That's funny.
Here we go.
So, Mike, now that you're working with Channel 2, how different is it from just I'm going to go out and chase tornadoes to now you've got like a boss, almost like a boss, where they're telling you? I mean, what are they telling you? You need to go here. You need to go there. You need to do this in 10 seconds. What are they telling you?
I'm really lucky to have a good relationship with Chief Meteorologist Mike Collier. He's been one of my good friends since probably 2011, 2012. I've been working for him since about 2008 at KTUL in Tulsa, Channel 8, and then we switched to KJRH, which is Channel 2. In 2017, we made the switch over. He brought me with him, and he's really hands off. I mean, if I ask for information, he'll give it to me, but he's pretty good about letting me go where I want to go, and trusting my decision making. And I've messed up some really, really like close to home tornadoes. It's like Tulsa gets hit by tornadoes pretty regularly, and I have yet to see one of them because I'm on the wrong storm. Or there was a day in 2019, it was just like 3 straight weeks of tornadoes in Oklahoma. And, it was like the day where someone else will cover the metro, I'll go here, and then Tulsa Metro gets tornadoes and I'm out here doing nothing. And then, okay, I'm going to stick to the metro so I don't miss it. And then there's, just a supercell producing tornadoes one after another, an hour south of here, and I'm up here and I don't get there in time.
But Mike, it is a real difficult area of not just the state, but even the country for chasing, right? Like
sure. East of I-35 is a lot different than west. In fact, I chased out here for 3 years before I saw a tornado. And then the first time I went west of the of I-35, it was just like it's so much easier here. What am I doing over there? But
Yeah, I
you know,
mean-
this is home, and this is where I have the opportunity to be on air and let people know what's coming towards them. And you know, my friends and family are here. This is my home, and being on air covering severe weather for Mike Collier has been, you know, my life's work up to this point. And you know, it's silly, people don't understand the local severe weather coverage is it's one of the most important parts of storm chasing, and I think it's one of the underutilized parts of storm chasing. You know, I think any local storm chaser, any storm chasers who are out there watching this, you should consider getting in touch with one of your local meteorologists and just having that option in case your area is under the gun, and you know, they need an extra pair of eyes. And you know, it's when people come to me and say, I was watching you this day, or you know, whenever you get those little thank you, it means the world. You never expect that from storm chasing, because really I'm just an idiot that likes to go out and yell at clouds. But like,
Yeah,
you know,
camera
you can make a
skills not
difference.
necessary.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
good. That's good.
But you can make a difference in people's lives, man. People are watching TV, trying to get information, and I don't want to get too serious. I don't want to mellow or harsh the mellow here, but
no, 100%. I mean, 100%.
Severe weather hurts people, and you have the opportunity to help out. You should probably do that.
100%. And Mike, I mean, like we had a tornado warning at 5 a.m. the other day. What was the first thing everyone in my family did? They turned on the news and saw, okay, where is this thing at? Because I think what a lot of people in the weather community don't realize is, like, a lot of like normal people, they don't really follow people on Twitter. Like they don't get a lot of their weather information from, you know, like the National Weather Service. Frankly, they just they hear it through the local news and the notifications that get pushed to their phone. So to have someone like yourself who can give a visual and say, okay, here is this tornado. It's on this street, and it's coming, you know, for this neighborhood. That undoubtedly saves lives. So I think people don't fully realize, I think, what storm chasers like yourself, especially that get plugged in with stations, do. You guys do save lives, and I think more chasers, as we can kind of integrate that as much as possible, is just going to do wonders for, you know, continuing to improve our communication and everything like that. I do have a question. What haven't you seen, right? What's on your list of things you still want to chase? And is there, in a follow-up question to that, is there like a day where you're like, you know, I've kind of seen this, done that, I don't want to chase this anymore, right? Like, I know that's kind of a two-part question, but you know, just from your experience.
Man, there are a handful of videos that I watch and I'm just like, man, like if I ever had that type of experience, like I don't know what else there would be to experience. And everyone here is going to groan because they know the video I'm talking about. Ashby, Minnesota, August 7th or 8th. I don't know. It was late summer, Western Minnesota, just this really tall, high base storm with just an incredible suction vortex underneath this. Really, I mean, you know, if you were 10 miles away, you'd be like, is that a tornado? I can't tell. But like, you know, it was moving so slowly, and storm chasers, the county road grid allowed people to get, you know, 15 feet from the tornado. I think Michael Mars, his video is unbelievable. And he was, you know, standing out there on foot recording this, probably one of the most violent tornadoes to happen in Minnesota, even though the suction vortex was, you know, this big around. Those upward velocities are just, I mean, it was shredding trees out of the ground like a weed eater. It was crazy. I mean, it's just unbelievable power in a very small spatial scale. But like, he's standing on foot recording this thing 20 feet away, and he gets hit by a corn stalk and it knocks his tooth out while he's recording it. I don't know if everyone knows that. I don't know if he wants everyone to know that. But you know, the 151 is talking at this point. I've lost control.
And as far as like visuals, Mike, like the lighting was perfect. There wasn't a drop
one of the most beautiful
rain.
tornadoes possible.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
It was, and it was moving so slowly.
If you saw it in a movie, you'd be like, bullshit. Yeah, not buying it.
I'm sure if someone posted that video tomorrow, they'd be like, oh, that was AI. That's not real.
Totally.
This isn't real. And you know, a tornado that you could throw a football into if you were just messing around, like,
or a whiskey bottle never hits the ground.
Or like, you know, it's just the perfect tornado. And it did end up hitting some stuff, unfortunately. But you know, a tornado that strong doesn't have a very big footprint. But if it hits something, it's going to shred it. And
right.
You know, being able to jump out of your car and just look at something, a tornado 20 feet away from you, and be like, there it is. It can't get better than this.
No.
Wow,
I
that
agree.
close. That's cool. But Mike, like if you're with the television station, do you have people with you, or are you by yourself?
I try to be by myself, just to not have any accountability with, getting people, scaring people, or I love large hail. Like I'll destroy my truck every chance I get, and having that doesn't lend itself to chasing with people. Or I have people ask me if they can go storm chasing all the time, and I'm like, I don't know, we'll see.
Which means no.
which means I'll take you
Classic.
if I think it's going to be boring, and you'll never want to ask to come again. But if I think there's a good chance that I'm going to see something crazy, I want to tell people to chase safely, but I like doing things a little differently, and I'm well aware of the dangers, and I've been in the position to get hurt many times, and I've been okay. I know my escape routes and all that, but I do as I say, not as I do. Chase safely. Don't be an
Just
idiot.
don't go with me.
Closer the better, right, Mike? The closer the better. That's the philosophy.
No.
Phil,
No.
what's our storm
But
chaser safety tip this week? By the way, do we have one of those rolling?
We do have one. It'll be coming up. I think it's on wet roads, driving wet roads.
Ooh,
okay.
don't drive on
I'm
mud
sure
roads.
Mike's great. Mike's great at that. I hear it.
Hydroplaning.
All right, so we got a question from our friend, former guest Eric Fox. Says we got to ask you about the SHIT Tahoe. What's behind that?
Oh man, I have the first guys that I chased with were just some kids I knew from high school, and just warm bodies that owned vehicles before I owned cars, and we were all just messing around one night, and they were like, "Man, we should like buy a junker and just drive it into hail," and called it the Severe Hail Intercept Team because the acronym is SHIT.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God.
That's what we got to title this show.
That's awesome.
There you go. I put it on the
Shit
back of my
Tahoe.
storm chase vehicle last year because I, destroyed my brand new truck and some softballs like 4 times last year. So, yeah, I'm an idiot.
Have you broken out the windshield to where like you drive with no windshield?
I haven't had to like Ace Ventura out the driver's
Yeah.
side since like 2012. Last year I blew out the windshield really, really badly in like the Oklahoma Panhandle, and I drove all the way to Dallas with it. I shouldn't have been doing it, but I made it to Childress, Texas before I got pulled over, and the local sheriff was like, "Man, you made it this far. You made it 4 hours. Keep going. You got 2.5 hours left."
I was wondering, like, you didn't get pulled over the whole time?
That's awesome.
The whole drive, I was just like, "Man, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail." And every single county seat I went through, I saw a cop, and I was like, "Here we go. Here it goes." And then finally, I make it to like the home stretch, and I get pulled over, and like I asked him, like, if you were going to be a jerk about it, what is the legality of me just removing the windshield? Because I could have kicked it out in like 2 or 3 kicks. It was done. I mean,
Wow.
it had caved in to the point that I had to take my GoPro off the dashboard because it was like resting on it. It was pushed in. And
That is freaky.
he said you keep it how it is because then you're not getting hit by grasshoppers. There was a
I would
this su-
love
last
to
summer was
watch.
really bad with,
I would love to watch the video of Mike Scantlin standing on the hood of his car, stomping on the windshield
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
kick the glass out. That would be fun to
I would forget
watch.
to record it. I would do it, and then I would be like, "Man, I should have pushed record on a camera. I've got 8 cameras here. I don't have any footage of anything ever."
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike. We'll next time we do a bunch of segments on storm chaser safety and what to do with your windshield. When you're in a situation like that, I'll be sure to
Cameras.
call you. But we are going to take a short break, and we are going to play a storm chaser safety tip as we talked about.
It's time for this edition of Stormfront Freaks podcast, Storm Chaser Safety Tip.
Join retired Fire Battalion Chief Randy Denzer, EMA Director Eddie Aldring, and Police Officer Eric Fox as we discuss some of the most common storm chaser safety pitfalls to avoid.
Hey everybody, we've got Randy Denzer here as we talk about storm chaser safety tips. Randy's a retired fire battalion chief with over 30 years in fire service, and he's a current storm spotter and public safety director for the Spotter Network. Randy, thanks for joining us. Hey, want to talk a little bit this episode on driving wet roads, and obviously as storm chasers are oftentimes driving on wet roads, I guess what are some of the first things that come to mind in your experience that you think people need to be aware of when they are driving wet roads?
Well, first of all, Phil, I think it's important for everybody to understand that it's probably the most dangerous thing chasers do is drive to start with, right? It's in my opinion and in my experience, it's more dangerous than the storms themselves most of the time. And I think, if you sit there and say, hey, we're going to talk about driving wet roads, the truth of the matter is that if you're going storm chasing, you got about a 95% chance that you're going to be driving on wet roads. So the biggest tips I'm going to give to anybody is to make sure that you have your equipment, in a good, safe manner. So in other words, make sure that your tires are in good shape. Make sure that your brakes are working properly. All the stuff on your vehicle that you're going to be going out with, you got to make sure that it's in top-notch form. We all know that storm chasing, sometimes you're going to be maybe going a couple miles over the speed limit here and there, and doing that while driving on wet roads, it's more imperative that you have everything, pretty much ready to function in those conditions. My second biggest tip, which goes back to the ACES program and everything else I've worked on for the past 20 some years, is that, it's a mindset, right? When you're driving on wet roads and you're in these conditions, it's a mindset, and you want to live to chase another day. So you have to kind of, in the back of your mind, I've been pretty good about this. I'm not going to say I haven't had some close calls, but when you get into one of those situations where you're core punching, we all, used to say, oh, we don't go core punching and stuff. But the truth is we go, most of us will at some point or another have to core punch and be in really, really, high precip driving conditions.
Yep.
And so, the mindset is that you don't want to do something to kill yourself or anybody else. And in order to do that, you have to drive appropriately for the conditions. It's not easy to do. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I haven't pushed the limit a few times. I think everybody probably does. If they've been chasing any length of time, you're going to push the limit a little bit. But as you're doing that, make sure that in your mind, you're telling yourself the last thing you want to do is get yourself in a situation that you're going to hydroplane or put yourself or somebody else into a bad situation.
So you just brought up what I wanted to ask you about is hydroplaning. If you can explain a little bit what that is, maybe for someone that's not aware of it, but also what to look out for, what kind of things are going to either have you hydroplane or how can you avoid that?
Well, hydroplaning is an interesting thing, and I think I learned most about hydroplaning learning how to drive fire apparatus, at high speeds, with lots of water, when we go through storms and stuff. Hydroplaning sometimes it's obvious and sometimes it's not obvious. What happens is as your vehicle's moving forward over wet roads, especially if you hit those tiny little mud puddles at high rates of speed, your car actually lifts up off the pavement and starts to float. Well, you don't have any steering or stopping capabilities when that happens. So really your tires are no longer in contact with the surface of the road. It's got a little bit of water between them. When it's obvious, you will notice that you're not getting a response out of the steering wheel or brakes. When it's not obvious, you might not even feel that. The thing that you have to keep in mind is that when it does happen, the last thing you want to do is hit your brakes or turn abruptly or do anything else. You want to kind of let off your brakes, let off on your gas, and not apply your brakes really hard, because your goal is to actually create that connection again with the surface of the roadway. So you have to do everything very smoothly and very controlled. If you try to slam on your brakes or do anything, you're just going to make the situation worse.
Thanks, Randy.
Don't miss Vintage Stormfront Freaks.
This one here, we do have a few dents in the new Suburban, but my truck, that hood's a trophy.
You might as well put 2 GoPros on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what it looks like.
So I'm like, I'm going to drive this thing into a tornado, and then they all start laughing.
Good. You'll be the only sober one by the end of the night.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, welcome back to the show. So we got Storm Chaser Mike Scantlin with us. Mike's feeling his 151. That's
Party!
That is sweet. So Mike, so we set it up talking a little bit about you were a part of the Tornado Chasers web series, but first I kind of want to find out a little bit about your feedback on the Twisters movie and the trailer that came out. Kind of what were your thoughts on that trailer? What'd you think?
I am so excited. You have no idea.
Whoa.
No, I love it.
Okay.
I'm very enthusiastic about it. Anytime, for multiple reasons. Like, I love Twister. Everyone wants to poo-poo the inaccuracies. Hollywood doesn't get anything right ever. Like, you never watch a movie with an expert on the subject that the movie's about, and they're like, "Well, this is great." Ever. It doesn't happen. It's just a
Can't
movie.
please everyone
it's just
either.
a movie. Just stop. It's fine. Enjoy it. And I love Twister. I was 9 years old when Twister came out. I was already obsessed with tornadoes, and so, being a little brat, my dad took me to see it like 3 times, and I just obsessed with it. It's fantastic, and I'm just as excited for this. It took 30 years, but we got a new one. And Into the Storm was also, I enjoyed it for what it was, but this is going to be a different beast. I think this will be more Storm Chaser oriented versus just like weird drama plot lines.
What caught your attention on the trailer? Like anything on the trailer that made you think that or feel that way?
How intense the really up close tornado scenes are. Into the Storm was also good in that respect, where unfortunately that movie came out the year after the Moore F5, and I actually saw that movie in the Warren Theater, which was in the south edge of that tornado, just a mile from the school where all those kids died. It felt really strange to see that scene, just a year after that happened, just right where it happened. It felt really strange, but that's reality. Those scenes are really, they're intense, but if you've never been inside of an F5 tornado, and I haven't either, none of us ever are, but it seems pretty intense. Those really up close tornado scenes are intense, and I'd rather watch it in a movie than see it in real life. Yeah.
Twister 2's got to be like Top Gun 2. It's got to be epic because the first one, people it's so iconic,
The bar is really high. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. And the chaser vehicles are also really interesting. The big Dodge truck with the external roll cage and the spikes. I mean, all of it is inspired by actual things in storm chasing by, people that we all know. So that's also another facet that I find, just really fascinating. I'm really excited to see what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, I got a question. Do we know the sorry, Brady, do we know the release date yet on Twisters 2?
Yeah,
June.
July. Yeah, July 20 something.
So, I mean, Mike, we could be in a very similar situation this time around with that movie. If we have a big season and, like you said, it's been a long time since there's been that kind of planes outbreak situation. I mean, we could be watching that movie in a theater and
July 19th.
Having.
Isn't there a watch party? Are people organizing? I've seen a couple in the weather community saying, "Hey, meet at this theater in Oklahoma City." I think there's. Yeah. I think the Girls Who Chase are organizing another one in Colorado. Yeah, that would be cool. Now that
should be a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be like going to a Marvel movie with a bunch of Marvel nerds, except for this time it's weather nerds, and we all cheer when the tornado comes on the screen, right?
I just want to say on the record, if whoever's flying the weird drone that's in the movie, trying to put it in a tornado, if that guy is also looking for snakes before the storms pop,
you're gonna look for your cut somewhere.
Yeah.
No. I'll just be happy to be involved.
That's legit.
It's like Greg. It's like Greg. Greg was in the Badlands searching for a python or whatever. Greg, right?
It was a rattlesnake, Brady. It was a rattlesnake.
And you were like telling me you're going to throw it on me. I was like, Greg, like we're not throwing any rattlesnaks today. Okay, we're not doing it.
So Mike, let's jump back to the tornado chasers. Was it tornado chasers or tornado chasers?
Tornado chasers. Yeah.
What? So how? Where did that? I know obviously Reed kind of got that going, but how did you get involved in that and sucked into that? And
it's really interesting how things just kind of like fall into place. But Reed's been one of my good buddies since probably about 2008, and we also have Dick McGowan, who was who was the follow vehicle driver in the Discovery Channel Storm Chasers days, and then the show got canceled in 2012. Reed and Joel always had this battle on camera, but that stuff was over dramatized on the Discovery Channel show. Obviously, there's producers in the car trying to push the drama, but it's pretty realistic where, Joel didn't want to chase every day because he had a real life and had Joel owned lots of properties in Norman, and he was the rest in peace, Joel Taylor. He had stuff to do, and Reed wanted to chase every day. So in 2012, when the show got canceled, Dick McGowan, who was driving the follow vehicle, got pushed up to be the driver of the Dominators. And then they recruited me to be Dick's spot driving the follow vehicle. So, and it was literally I was at Whataburger with Andrew Newcomb and Connor McCrory, scarfing down a burger. And I had just gotten fired from a job 20 minutes before I got the text from Dick McGowan that was like, do you want to drive the follow vehicle? Because I'm going to be driving the Dominator. And, it all just kind of falls into place like that. So just one of those weird things where things just kind of happen like that. And I don't know if season 1 of Tornado Chasers is even available on YouTube, or at the time it was available on demand on the website on TV and Weather, but
I think you can get it on YouTube. I think it's available on YouTube. I could be wrong, but I think it is. You can see them all.
Season 2 is much better. We saw real tornadoes.
Now season 2, I don't know if that's available. So the good one you might still have to pay for, which is legit.
I think that one's the one. I don't know if season 1's even on there. I don't know. It's been years since I watched season 1, but we saw a lot of cool stuff. We saw there was a day where I was driving. Dick McGowan was sick, so I was driving the Dominator 2, and we got into these massive hailstones, and we were watching this wall cloud. It was kind of rinky-dink, high base stuff, and little dirt spinners underneath the really high base wall cloud. And we were kind of going back and forth, is that a tornado? I was saying, this is tornadic, right? It has to be a tornado. And then you just hear this explosion on the back of the Dominator, just like a giant 6-inch hailstone. I think somebody nearby, there was a hail research project happening. And then
was it on fire? Is that why it was making that noise?
No, it was just a giant spiked hailstone that was, as big as your head.
Wow.
And, it just whenever a hailstone that big hits a 4x8 piece of Lexan, it's just the most incredible sound you've ever heard. But that day is what sparked my interest in just giant, you might die hailstones. So.
Yeah.
How much is the rum talking? I just want to know, just because it's good special.
I'm just so awkward when I'm sober. I have to drink rum. If ChaserCon or Canadian ChaserCon, this is my drink of choice every year since about 2014.
All right, well, that's sound, Mike. It's time for a lightning round. So, Mike, this is our game show of flashy and brilliant questions that we get to play with our guests. And tonight we're going to play a little game called "And the Oscar Goes to." All right, so we're calling this "And the Oscar Goes to," but it's a little deceptive because it is going to be about movies. But what's important is maybe the movie that it's about. And so this is from WatchMojo.com. These are the top 10 films with the best snake scenes.
Oh no.
Films with the best snake scenes.
I don't want snakes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little clip of the video of the film, and then you're going to tell me, what film it's from, right? You just got to tell me the movie. Does that make sense? But I'm going to give you the option. You can start and go 1 through 10, or you can start and go 10 through 1. What would you rather do?
10 through 1, Mike. Go 10
so
through 1.
there's 10 different movies.
10 different movie clips
altogether. Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Whatever. Just whatever you feel like doing, and everyone else help.
Phil, what if we start at 5, then maybe go to like 7, then maybe 2? Like, let's just like, yeah.
No, I'm going to do 1 through 10 or 10 through 1. Just make.
10 through 1. 10 through 1.
We're gonna do 10 through 1. And so as I play the movie clip as well, everybody can kind of comment a little bit on what they're seeing. But and if Mike, if you're having a hard time, the freaks can kind of help you out too. Like if you want to ask for a little help, they can help you out. So all right. So here we go. We're gonna play the first one.
I hate snakes so much.
What is going on there?
This is Anaconda with J-Lo and.
Oh God! What is that?
That is correct. It is.
I love J-Lo and Ice Cube. So.
Is that Ice Cube?
That's Ice Cube. Yeah. Ice Cube and J-Lo.
20 years ago.
Doing?
So yep. So that is Anaconda. You got that one right.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's the only one I'm gonna get.
Oh really? You're not giving yourself any credit. All right. So that was number 10. That was number 10. Let me play number 9. Here we go. Wow, it's loud. Sorry.
Harry Potter. I don't know which one.
So Harry Potter. You got that
Chamber.
part right, but you got it.
It's Chamber of Secrets. Sure. I don't know. Hey!
Chamber of Secrets. Yep, you got
Wait,
that.
are we sure that was Harry Potter?
Yeah, it was Harry Potter.
I don't know.
Brady, you don't even know that, or what? What's the problem?
No, I know Harry Potter. Okay, more of Lord of the Rings.
Phil, this list of snake movies, are any of them porn? Like, I just need to know ahead of time whether I have where my head's
we got 8 more coming. No promises. No promises.
Hey.
All right, so here's the next one. This is number 8. Kid just falls in a pit.
No.
There's snakes all over him.
Snakes all over the kid. And here's the main actor.
Oh my God.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
And he's got his shirt on.
Oh, he's so hot.
God, he's hot. Oh,
he really is. This is before he went all
name the film. Name the film. Mike, what do you got?
It's called All Right.
I have no clue.
Well,
True Detective.
All right, anybody else?
I like that. Well, there's no planes, so I think we can rule out snakes on a plane.
All right, this one's called Mud. The movie's called Mud.
That one's
Mud.
Okay.
Mud. All right, so that's all right.
I'm gonna go watch that now after this.
Yeah, that's only one. That's only one. All right, so here's number 7.
Some kind of King Kong thing.
Wow, this is old.
This is
old.
This is old.
Someone
He's a
said King Kong.
sir.
I'm going with King Kong.
I mean, that is just some dude in a gorilla suit
This
battling
is like
a
a
fake
90s
snake.
movie.
I mean,
It's like a snake on a string. It's like a puppet.
So it is King Kong.
Okay, good.
But it is King Kong 1976, Maz. It's not the original.
Oh, it's
the original.
Oh, right, because that was black and white. You're right.
Yeah, it was like 1950 something. So all right. So Mike, you're like what, 3 for 4?
That's pretty good.
I mean, that was just a dude in a gorilla costume battling a rubber snake. You know,
Just so you know, Mike, you're already not the worst lightning round ever.
I've watched the show. I'm really happy with it so far.
All right, so here's the next one. Here's this is number 6. You know what? I'm gonna fast forward. There's a really good scene here.
Oh
no!
I hate
oh my God! It is snakes on a plane.
Turn it off.
Mike,
no one pees like that.
Mike, do you know this movie, Mike?
Hold on, let's see where this goes.
Okay.
I have no clue.
Oh, he's peeing on the snake. He's peeing.
Oh! Turn away. Oh, dude.
All right. Name the movie. Name the movie, Mike. You got to know this one, right?
I have no clue.
Mike, hold on. Think about where they are. Think about where they are. Where is there a confined closed? Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll give you the bell on that, but I'm not really going to give that one to you because
never saw.
Give me a half. Can I have a half point?
Yes.
Okay.
Mike,
I never saw that, and I still knew it.
Brady says yes.
Storm
All right,
Front
so
Freaks.
we're
The
up
points
to
are
we're
made
up to
up,
number
the score doesn't
5.
matter.
So this is number 5.
Oh, I got it.
Aladdin, sure. Love this movie. I
Very
had
good.
this on VHS. Yeah.
Rick 'em, rack 'em,
Aladdin.
rock 'em, rake. Stick
What was
that
that
sword
movie?
through the snake.
Aladdin, you don't know Aladdin?
The one that
It's
Mike
Lion
is
King.
like, yeah, no, I know this one is the Disney cartoon one.
Yeah, I'm in the VHS Disney generation.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I know this one. I
Is
know
that
this
Arnold?
one. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't know the name of it.
You would have been
This-
like 4.
Got to be the
when this came
barbarian.
out.
Oh, Maz. You're like just
Whoa.
giving
Spoiler
it, you're just
alert!
giving it to him. Really?
God.
Thank you for the help. I appreciate it. Barbarian.
All right, Mike. What is it?
Ah,
The Barbarian.
No, Conan the
there's a
Barbarian.
word in front of it. Conan.
Was that a movie?
See?
Matt is
Conan the
sabotaging.
Barbarian.
I thought that was a TV show that was on after the 10 o'clock news.
That was it. All right, that was number 4.
Can I
This
just say how
think
much
is a
I
good
hate
one.
snakes? This is like gonna give me nightmares for like weeks. So thanks.
This is the trail.
All right. So here's your lead actor.
Oh,
Look at
is
that. Look at that part. Look at
That
the
is a
business
nice
in the front,
mullet.
party in the back.
That is a nice mullet. Oh man, John Clark.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Van
Look at that
Damme.
mullet. Oh, Dina's back.
Hey, Dina.
Hey, sorry.
Well, how'd
bad
you get all the
crash.
copyrights to all these movies?
Yeah, exactly. This is
I'm
this is a
calling the
clip.
cops.
Here we go. Hold on. Oh, here comes the good part.
What?
I've seen this. This is the
This
most
gets better.
ridiculous.
It gets better. Watch what he does to this snake. He goes Van Damme on it totally. Like, he punches it.
I've seen this GIF. I've seen the GIF. Yeah.
Have you? There's another good part here too. I just got to fast forward to a.
Bitch.
Here we go.
Oh,
Watch
my wife
this.
is yelling at me to stop screaming. Whoa!
All right.
Wow.
So
That's too
name the
much.
film. Name the film.
The
Number
I
3.
I got nothing.
No clue.
All right. That was Hard Target. Hard Target. I
Never
think
heard
that was
that.
a Rotten Tomatoes 90%.
Garrett knew that.
That scene has to be the best scene in the whole movie, for sure.
It probably
far.
is. I would not be surprised. All right,
Just
here
not
comes number
saying.
2. Number 2.
Hey, she's from Breaking Bad. That
No, she's from
she
Splash.
is?
What are you talking
no
about?
Breaking Bad.
No.
Wait, for
No,
sure
she's
she's
not.
the wife of.
No, she's not.
Yes,
No,
she
she's
is.
Whoa!
No, she's not. Oh,
Oh my God!
right in his
hate
face.
snakes. Oh,
Looks like a black mamba.
Oh, he's dead.
All right. What do you got?
Oh, no.
Oh, Lion King.
Whoops.
No.
It is not Lion
live
King. All
action.
right. Anybody else have it?
Oh, man.
Breaking
That's
Bad.
Kill Bill Volume 2.
You just ruined
Oh my
suitcases
God.
full of money for me. If I ever see a suitcase full of money, it's done. I'm just going to close it up, throw it away.
All right, if you don't get this next one, I'm calling you a total loser on this game.
Well, that's
Whoa.
obvious.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Indiana Jones. Sure.
Which one?
Yeah, which one though? That's actually not the name of the movie, to be honest.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Raiders.
Name of the movie.
We haven't even seen the snakes yet. Hold on. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Sure.
There you go.
There we go. There we go.
I'm old enough to appreciate some Indiana Jones. Here we go.
It was a
All
great
right.
movie.
So that was not bad. You probably got halvesies on that. 5 out of 10. I'm gonna think 6 out of
I'll
10
take
maybe.
He got 6. He got 6.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Mike. Thanks for playing along. Let our listeners and viewers know where they can find you.
Thanks for having me. Just follow Storm Chase TV on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, YouTube, OnlyFans, everywhere that you can at something. At Storm Chase
Wait.
TV.
Reverse that. Reverse that. OnlyFans.
Only cams. Come back to the following models. Yeah.
Cams.
What else? Threads, LinkedIn, whatever. All of it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take our final break, but don't forget, you can find Stormfront Freaks merchandise this holiday season because it's St. Patrick's Day coming up exclusively at Helicity.co. So Helicity is the dream store of weather stuff. And for weather geeks, from t-shirts to drink containers, shop our entire Stormfront Freaks catalog of logo merch and Weather Fools t-shirts. Just visit Helicity.co, the weather superstore for the freak in you. Hey, we're coming right back with some hashtag Weather Fools, and I think Weather Trollbots weren't and ready to go. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Boom.
Yes.
Mike is hammered.
My wife,
He's sticking around.
left. My wife was here hanging out, and she was like, "I'm done with this. I'm out of here."
She couldn't take it anymore, huh?
And then she texted me, kindly STFU. Yeah.
We need to do a screenshot of Mike at the start of the show. His hair was perfect.
Right,
and then
it
a
was.
screenshot now, and it's
that's
like,
true. Yeah. That's good. All right.
I don't
so
know
this
if that's the rum or just not knowing left from right on the reverse screen here.
So if Mike, do me a favor, Mike, give us a little sound bite and say, hey, this is Mike Scantlin and or Storm Chaser, Mike Scantlin, and this is the Stormfront Freaks.
If you can.
Right.
Oh, I can. Hey, this is Storm Chaser Mike Scantlin, and you're watching Stormfront Freaks.
All right, that's good. That doesn't matter. That was good. Right. You said hey really loud, and your mic like totally peaked.
Well, I think that's more accurate.
Peaked the meter. You were peaking the meter on that one, Mike.
It clipped.
How many times did your wife say that to you, huh? You were peaking the meter.
Not often.
All right. So let's do this. Let's give we want to get our Angela and Garrett a chance to ask any questions, Mike, of you. Sure.
Mike,
so Garrett, what do you got?
Don't drive.
Great timing. Yeah.
What do you got, Mike? Garrett, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned Tornado Chasers. That season 2, pretty intense, and you guys were out there for El Reno, of course. And you're packed back there in the back of the Dom, and I'm just kind of wondering, when you guys got out there and just kind of see this thing carouseling around you, we're like, did we kind of miscalculate this thing because with it intensifying so fast out there?
So El Reno Day, actually, of course, they scheduled Dominator 3 to be Linexed on May 27th. Of all the days, they picked the day before Cora, Kansas, Bennington the next day, El Reno 3 days later. So me being one of the only of the 12 people involved that knows how to turn a wrench, me and the builder of the Dominators got shifted to Linex. So I wasn't even there from May 27th on. And so, in a couple of those days, they were like, oh, we've got Seth with us, who's the guy who runs our website. He took my spot running the stream, and I actually didn't see any of those tornadoes from that point on. And it still hurts my soul. But also, like, if I had been in the vehicle whenever they were, just surrounded by suction vortexes and suction vortices, sorry about that, plural.
We're all good.
Grammar.
We're good.
It probably would have been a little more colorful TV because I would have been freaking out because, unfortunately, I'm often the voice of reason in that group of people who just love being 17 feet from tornadoes. So I'm glad I wasn't with them. I had my own issues that day where I was learning how to drive a stick shift because we were in Kansas City with Dominator 3 getting Linexed, and I said, I can't miss this day. I have to chase this day. And the only car we had was a 5-speed Dodge Neon, and Kevin Barton, the builder of the Dominators, said, I'll teach you how to drive a stick shift, and then tomorrow you can go chase tornadoes. And it didn't work out very well. I still don't know how to drive a standard transmission, and I'm really happy that I was not in the Dominator whenever the hood got ripped off by a power line as they drove through it inside of the tornado. I'm really happy I wasn't there.
No doubt.
Woo. But
all right, Angela, what do you got?
It's some of the best TV that, they saw some really crazy stuff, and I'm glad they saw it. I'm glad I didn't see it.
What advice would you give to new chasers who, really just in general?
So the young chasers, find someone more experienced and chase with them for a year or two. I was fortunate enough to meet some guys here locally and go out with them in 2006, 2007, and kind of learn the ropes from people who had been there before. So unfortunately, like, you know, everyone's in this, it's, you know, weather Twitter, people want to get out there and see it on their own, and don't rush into it. Storm chasing is dangerous. Seeing tornadoes is really dangerous. Tornadoes hurt people all the time. And, you know, learn from someone who's been there before you get out there and try to see things on your own. That's the best advice that I could give.
Except Mike, because he chases alone.
Don't chase with me.
Like, right.
You might learn something.
No, but he's learned.
Learn what not to do.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is chase with someone who's done it before, except Mike, because he chases alone. Pick someone else that likes to take people with.
I chase alone or with other people who like just blowing out every window and softball size.
Perfect.
So.
Oh yeah,
Don't
there
be
you
scared
go.
of hail either.
On that note too, Goosiest is watching. 12 years old. Just wanted to thank you guys for doing this podcast. Helped me so much. Sparked a new interest for me. Even if you guys don't see this, keep it up.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Cool.
Goosiest, that's great.
Great name. Very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Twisted Brother Chasing says, Mike was my teacher in 2015. I was so lucky. Yes, you were.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He was Tom was actually a tour guest in 2014 on one of the worst weeks to possibly come out and chase tornadoes.
Oh, when were you doing tours?
I did tours with Extreme Tornado Tours in 2014, and
okay.
I think I chased every single tour that year, and you know, it was a really bad year to have tours up until Tour 7, where we just had 3 days in a row where I think we saw like 28 or 29 tornadoes in 3 days. And a lot of those people in Tour 7 came back. And
right.
A lot of them
good.
still chased, and then the people who were in Tours 1 through 7, a couple of them got
Mike, those people on Tour 7 should have quit while they were ahead. They should have just retired right there. And
to take it a layer further, Tom's dad came storm chasing with us in 2016. Tom Smetana, and his dad was 87 at the time, and you know, he was like a double PhD. He was like a doctor at one point, and then he got his doctorate in bugs because he loved bugs more than like human anatomy. And then he came storm chasing with us, and the first 3 days he was with us was Ava tornado days, and then I mean, we saw like 4 or 5 tornadoes in a couple of days, and it was like the perfect time to come out in 2016. Leote, he was there for Leote, and you know, I love him to death. He's no longer with us. Rest in peace, Tom's dad. One of my favorite people I've ever chased with. He was so funny, and he was so dialed in. For an 87-year-old guy in the back of the truck storm chasing with me, he was dialed in, man. He knew what he was doing, and he knew what he was looking at, and we showed him some stuff. And he never came out. He came out again, but he never saw what we saw those 3 days ever again.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well, hey, Mike, we're going to do a couple of other segments. You're welcome to stick around with us and comment on. Okay, sweet. Good. All right. So, Weather Fools, Brady, you are doing the intro.
Hey, Phil.
Go ahead.
So we lost Dina again, so I don't know if we can do her Weather Fool. But then I noticed that the Weather Fools you sent me don't seem to match what's in the script. Are the ones in the script potentially old? The stiff tornado forecast does, but I don't. The other, maybe they do. I guess. Okay, I guess they are. Yeah, I guess they are. Okay, they just didn't quite seem to match.
And I'll just comment. They don't have to be in that order.
They are in that order, just so you know.
Which is fine. I'll make comment on it, whatever you put up there. So, all right. So Brady, I've got 5. If Dina comes on, I think she's got what, 1?
1. Yep.
If she doesn't come on, then it's just me, and see them all on episode 204 show notes.
Cool. You have 5?
What?
You have 5? 5?
Oh, we're in 5?
No, he has 5.
You have 5.
He has 5.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I have 5.
Things, yep.
Cool. Yeah. Because I knew nobody else was coming with 1, and I knew Dina would have computer problems, so I had to make sure I pulled the load for the rest of the team.
Smart.
And then so don't forget to unmute yourself, right? And then Trollbot, Weather Trollbot 5000, Dina was to do the intro for that. So, Greg, do you want to do the intro for Trollbot?
Sure.
Okay. So unmute yourself during the Trollbot video. I've got 2 of those that I'll play. And then Freak Fanbox video, Maz, you've got the comments. Just make sure you unmute yourself during the video so you can kind of segue into it a little bit. And it's not a hard.
If I unmute when we come out, does it automatically then reverse that and I mute it again?
No.
It
Okay.
keeps
So
you open.
Yeah, anytime we play a video, everybody's automatically muted.
Right.
So if you want to try and talk over that video, you have to unmute yourself.
Me
talk
over?
You'll stay unmuted. Then you'll stay unmuted. All right, so you've got that. And then Maz, if you would, when you're done, just also make a comment, say something like mention us on your next post, social media post, and you might see it on our next episode.
Okay.
I see Jen Walton comment. I think Jen is actually the one who's organizing the Twister watch party in Colorado, I believe. So,
yeah,
in Colorado.
What did she say? She say anything
Love you,
worth
Jen.
mentioning? Might have been more closely following culture.
Folks
Nice
like
shout out to
Mike
Mike.
are super welcoming and encouraging to make all the
Like you need to make them feel any more important and popular. I mean, jeez.
Oh man.
Wow.
I'm just glad.
Talk about
I'm
big
glad she wasn't
heads.
involved earlier.
Yeah.
I'm a whole different person than 10 years ago. Yeah.
All right.
Jekyll and Hyde.
And then I'll close up after our Freak Fan Box. Okay. So
Sounds good.
So MJ is gonna play. Just so everyone knows what's going on. Once we start, MJ is gonna play a severe weather tip video, and then the Drive Under the Moon video, and the Weather Fools video. All right.
Well,
so
hey, Phil, wasn't Rick Smith at our episode 100?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's been on a couple
That's
times,
great.
but 100, he was on 100 with us. Yep.
I remember.
All right, everybody ready?
All right. Gonna send Garrett out and Angela. And then I'm gonna disappear and I will start the videos. Sound good?
All right. Yep. Sounds good.
Hi, my name is Dina Knightley, and I'm a senior graphics meteorologist at the Weather Channel's weather.com, and here's a message to get you weather ready. The spring season is here, and we want to prepare you for spring weather threats, which includes tornadoes, lightning, flooding, and thunderstorms. No matter what type of severe weather you may experience, it is important to have a plan in place so you can communicate with your family and friends in the event of a disaster. Know who you would contact for updates. Also determine ahead of time where you and your family can meet. For more information, please visit the NOAA Weather Ready Nation website at weather.gov/WRN.
Hey, it's Ginger Z from ABC News, and you are listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Let's take a drive under the moon. Let's take a drive under the somber sky. Let's take a drive under the moon.
You hear that sound? That is the sound of a tornado siren, which has nothing to do with the segment. Who am I? I'm Brady. Who are we? We're the Stormfront Freaks. What is this segment? This is Weather Fools. Now, what is Weather Fools for those that maybe, it's your first time on the show, maybe you're goosiest, maybe this is their first time watching, or maybe you're just a little bit forgetful. This is Weather Fools. We're us as the freaks. We're going on Twitter, the dark web. Phil loves the dark web. We always get into this, and he always says he doesn't, but we all know he does. Chat GPT, really anything we can get our hands on. We're looking for videos, tweets, anything that. Why is everyone laughing? Anyway, we're looking for someone that did something
I
not
don't do that
so
much research.
Anyway, well,
That's a lot
apparently
of
you do,
research.
Phil.
I don't look
Phil,
that
I now have a weather fool.
Yeah, apparently you do, Phil, because you have 5 weather fools. Who is your weather fool this
All right,
week?
so this one comes from our fan Morgan M. This is a classic turn around and don't drown
Oh, yeah.
video. This looks like Brentwood. Brentwood, wherever Brentwood is. It's just a residential street, and people are just continuing to choose to go down the street. But there's a van off to the side that might
Still
even have
running.
a boat trailer underwater. Yeah.
Maybe just turn the engine off, like at the very least.
It's that easy.
You're not going anywhere. All right.
There's also a tow truck too. That's just.
This one, the stiff tornado forecast. It's a very stiff tornado forecast. This is the 14Z, and the Texas tornado forecast looks a little phallic.
Just a little bit.
If no one else happened to notice that, but yeah.
That was
this one is from Mikey. I call this one "Submarine Sees a Bird." And this is a guy driving almost underwater, going by a guy who's walking and flips him off. Says, "Screw you. I was just wet up to my knees, and now I'm wet up to my waist."
How did that guy make it through? Like, I want to know what kind of car was that? Like,
had to be electric.
Yeah,
snorkel exhaust.
He's windshield. I mean, that's water is going up to his windshield.
Yeah, like there's water going over the roof of the car there.
The dude got caught in that car's wake, and he was like, "You know what? I'm not happy about that."
He gave him the bird. All right, next one comes from Randy, and this one I call "Faces of Death." This was actually on Daniel Shaw's YouTube, but
what?
They're jumping off a bridge over massive floodwaters, and they jump in, and they're just getting carried away. Like they're doing the right thing and swimming towards shore instead of trying to swim anywhere else. But it's going to be a ways before they make it to shore. They're already out of view.
There's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that can go wrong, right? That's just so stupid.
People call storm chasing dangerous. Come on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, this is called it. This is definitely a crashing wave. This is a crashing wave.
Oh my goodness! What happened there?
This was a rogue wave. This was at some kind of military base, but there were some people in this building. There were some people in the kind of lobby area that was had doors facing the floodwaters and doors facing the inside of the building. And there was a rogue wave that came and just knocked these guys and the doors right off the hinges, and took them
Phil,
out.
can you just play it one more time? Let's go back to the guy who's filming this. But let's talk about the guy who's filming it, who then continues to walk towards the door and keep filming this.
And if you can hear the audio, he's saying like, "No, get out of here, guys, get out of here," and he's just like walking closer to it. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
I've never taken a door to the shin, but I'm sure it doesn't feel great.
Wow, no, not at all, not at all.
No, well, guys, that is it for Weather Fools. If you want to see this and more, head to stormfrontfreaks.com, look under the show notes section, and look for show 204.
Well, I've got a secret, guys, and that is we've got Weather Trollbot 5000 coming at you. Now, for those of you who don't know about Weather Trollbot, you see, Phil was at a garage sale. That was a couple of years ago now, hey, Phil? And you found this...
It's been like, 8 years.
COVID years.
And he found this, I guess you could call it a toy, but he's reprogrammed it, and what we do is... we get often people, who have been on the show who are meteorologists or maybe guys like Mike, storm chasers, but people in the weather community, friends of ours who people troll. They say nasty things online, and people say listen, if you're on Twitter, I mean, that is the nastiest place going. But what Phil does is he takes these comments and the weather friends of ours, they reply and they say professional kind of nice things in response. Phil plugs that into Trollbot, who spits out what they were really thinking. So this is one of our all-time favorite segments, Phil. And I know Maz is for sure his favorite segment.
This is why I stuck around. I wanted to see this.
But Phil, who do we got? Who's been trolled this week.
So I'm sure Mike, you've seen this stuff many times, right? Someone that's just being a jerk, making a comment about something you posted or something they saw on TV. Oh yeah. So the first one is pretty tame. Maz, this one was kind of for you. They go downhill after this one, but the first one's pretty tame. And I got this one from Fuzzy, one of our listeners, Fuzzy. And this was Janice Dean. So our friend Janice Dean at Fox News and Fox Weather. She got a comment from Linda Albrecht. Linda Albrecht. And Greg, as you know, we'll throw people under the bus.
Yeah, we have no problem doing that.
You make stupid comments, we will use your name. Linda said, please get rid of your hair extensions. You will look totally gorgeous without them. Try it. Not horrible. Right?
No, that's pretty bad.
Janice,
that's not horrible.
It's pretty bad
compared
to some of the stuff. Yeah,
I'm throwing the softball to Weather Trollbot on this first one.
I've seen worse.
So Janice replied, Linda Albrecht, I don't have hair extensions. Bye. And that was her response, right? Nothing too mean, nothing too bad. So as Greg talked about, we're going to plug this into Weather Trollbot. So I got to go ahead and type this in, and then Trollbot's got to compute it, but Trollbot's going to spit out what Janice was really thinking.
Suck it, chick. I don't even have fucking hair extensions. It's all glorious locks, baby. So this is probably a great time for you to get the fuck off my social feed.
Oh, that is
fantastic. Wow. So Janice,
very short and sweet.
Sorry, Goosiest. Sorry.
Sorry, Goosiest parents.
Oh no, Goosiest.
Oh no, perfect. It's dialed in.
All right, so
she is.
So Goosiest, you got to put your earmuffs on this next one.
That was the nice one, I'm sure.
Earmuffs.
So this is really small, but I got to try and read this without my glasses. So this, our past guest, the last guest we had on, Katie Nicolau.
Awesome, by the way. Let's just take a minute, Phil. She was an amazing. Mike was fine, but Katie was an outstanding guest.
Yeah. No, you've had a bunch of actual professionals on.
Right.
Yeah. So Katie was great.
Friday, you got to fill the gaps between the pros.
Sure. No, get out of here, Mike. Get out of here.
The TV meteorologist Katie Nicolau,
and with her, whatever. It's all good.
We talked about that. We talked about that on the show. She came right out and said, that she's why that was, and if you want to know, just go back and listen or watch the show, episode 203. But that was for everybody, not just you, Mike. But anyway, so here we go. This was from Katie. Someone commented on a picture she took on social media, and this is the part I got to read. So hang with me here. And this is rough, guys. This is from Newslegs on Twitter. Newslegs, right? So it already tells you. It already tells
that's
you.
A problem. That's a problem.
So here we go. This is what it says. Have you ever masturbated while going through a drive-through? Why would you wait 27 years before having Taco Bell? Because she took a photo at Taco Bell. He said, weird, slutty, so much makeup. I want to kiss and lick your slutty face.
What
wow.
the heck?
Wow.
What
Dude,
the heck is like?
That's.
I feel dirty right now.
I feel
What biggest? Anyway, so here was her comment though, right? Like you get Mike. I know you've gotten one like that before, but and I don't know how you commented, but here was Katie said. All I did was post a picture of me going to Taco Bell. This creep and everyone like him need to be in prison.
Right.
Don't disagree.
Actually,
I do not disagree.
Me and my personal friends, we would take road trips, go rollerblading. There was a big rollerblading competition in Dallas called the Hoedown. And on the way back, we would go through Taco Bell in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, all of us shirtless in our underwear. But we would never tweet what we were doing in response to a professional meteorologist.
Where's this going?
So you're saying that wasn't you? So you're not.
I know weird.
Matt, that was one of the same thing, buddy.
I know weird things. That
All right,
is one of the weirdest tweets I've ever heard.
Mike's wife, if you're listening.
Oh, she's asleep already.
All right, so let me punch this in. Hey, let me punch this in. Trollbot's got to figure out what Katie was really thinking. All right, here we go.
What the shit is this fucked up response? I'm blown away how a bag of assholes like this creepy douchebag is out of college. It's a picture of me at Taco Bell. How can you turn it into that fucking shitstorm? Try not to set your dick on fire.
I can say words like that?
I didn't even catch all of that, but wow. Katie.
I didn't know.
Wow.
Did you say these progress?
Maz, did you need to hear that again? Do you want me to play that again? Okay.
I'm fine.
All right.
No, thank you.
Just checking. All right, so that's Weather Trollbot for you, interpreting what Katie and Janice were thinking, and I'm so glad their real response was much more polite and better than what Trollbot realized.
MJ's right. That's going to be one. That's going to be on the Spotify. That's going to be one long beep. That's just going to be, there's a beep.
Yeah, if you really want to know what Trollbot was thinking, you're gonna have to go back and watch the video because that probably won't show up on the audio podcast.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line.
You've got mail, baby, yeah.
And now for something completely different. Wow. Just saying. We need.
Well, hold on, Maz. We don't know what's in the inbox. We gotta.
I do. I got it right here. Hey, we got 4 of them for tonight. We got one of our former guests here, WCM at the National Weather Service, Norman Rick Smith. Awesome guy. He was with us on episode 100. Pretty sure I got COVID from him when he hugged everybody goodbye, but I'm just saying. Anyway, that was a long time ago and water under the bridge. But what he said was, hey, loved the Twisters trailer review reaction. Not entirely accurate, but a surprisingly good analysis of the trailer. So, yeah, a lot of people.
Now, here's what I have a little beef with Rick because he said it was a surprisingly good analysis of the trailer.
We're drinking.
Why was he surprised? That's confusing.
Phil, you're missing the lead here, though, Phil. Somebody's watching the show
and they're liking it.
That's a good point.
Okay. Hey, our second one was from our disaster relief telethon team. And Carliana, she said, quote, hey, ready for a bench PR. Thanks to the coolest merch out there from Stormfront Freaks. I want everyone to see it. So
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Loved her. Pretty good stuff. Also from former guest Lori Bailey, she said, just how cool are these Twister movie keychains that Stormfront Freaks were handing out at the Chaser convention? It's the little things that bring me joy.
Oh, you bet.
I know.
Those were pretty cool, Phil.
That's right. We got one more too. Just arrived home from working. This is from Nate, by the way. Just arrived home from working a hockey game tonight. Check out what came in the mail today from Stormfront Freaks. Thank you. Purchased our trucker caps seen worn by the Freaks and Reed Timmer.
Right on.
That was awesome. We're so glad about that. So we love those guys. Thank you all. Thanks for the Freaks fan box.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and feel free to mention us on your next post as well. You might hear that on the next episode. But I think that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks Live. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Do us a favor, and if you like the show, share it. Share it on social media because we're doing this live on Twitter, on Facebook, as well as YouTube. Share it, hit that like button, all that cool stuff. It just helps other people find us. That's how you can help us out for doing this stuff for you guys.
Mike's got his dog. Mike, how many dogs do you have? That's like your third dog you've shown so far.
This is Paxton.
3-dog night.
We named him after Bill Paxton.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
R.I.P.
There you go, buddy.
So how many dogs do you have?
We just have 2.
Just 2. All right. Who's the other one? Helen?
That's Sergeant
Hunt?
Odafin Tutuola.
Okay.
From Ice-T's
All right.
character on SVU. Yeah.
That's
What are you
awesome.
drinking when you
Very
name
good.
them?
Love
All
Ice-T.
right, freaks. Let's find out how people can find you. Brady, I'll start with you.
At Brady Harris WX. I don't usually tweet things since I'm not that interesting. I usually just like cat videos. So you can follow me if you want that.
Wow, good stuff. All right.
Love that promo.
Greg Johnson, where can people find you and your new book and your Camera Easy, all that good stuff?
Yeah, on social, it's Tornado Greg, and you can check out CameraEasy.ca if you want to learn how to use your fancy digital camera. And I've got a book coming out next week, which is called Camera Canada, and I'm really excited about it, and it'll be available at my website at CameraEasy.ca.
Is that available in the States, Greg? Is that book available in the States?
It's online, Brady. The thing about the internet, Brady, is that you can access it from any device anywhere on in the world. So,
do you have to translate it?
What was that? What'd you say?
I said, do you have to translate it?
Oh,
okay.
We're going off the rails now.
You got any book signings lined up, or you got anything like that going on?
Yeah, the entire month of March. Actually, I'm going to be on the road.
Yeah, nice. Fun stuff.
Greg,
right,
if I
Maz,
buy one, will you sign it for me?
Yes,
Brady,
I will.
Brady, shut up. Maz, where can people find you?
I'm on X at MoneyStorm, the number 4, the letter U. That's at MoneyStorm for you.
And he posts lots of cat videos as well. You can find me on Twitter at StormfrontFreak. We're all over the other social media stuff too. I'm not on that much. So, all right. So, want to do a special thanks to our guest tonight, Mike Scantlin and his 151. Thank you for joining us.
Killed it, Mike. Killed it.
Thank you so much.
That was a lot of fun, brother. That was good. So our next episode, listen to this, everybody. This is cool. We have a unique kind of storm chaser joining us on the next episode. It's Cassandra Woodson, and she's a virtual chaser. She's got a database of hundreds of live public cameras all over the country. So when there are storms, she's got a database. She'll go to all these different camera sites of these public cameras and look for storms and watch for tornadoes and everything else via all these public cameras that she can access and anybody can access. So she's going to talk to us about that and how you can basically storm chase from your lazy boy, I guess.
Pretty cool. I wonder if she used like a drone, Phil, like she chases in a drone or something. That could be. No, okay.
It's not really what I said, but we're going to be doing it. We're going to be doing this live Thursday, March 14th at 9:00 Eastern, 8:00 Central. As I mentioned earlier, on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, just search Stormfront Freaks and you can find us. The audio podcast will be available that weekend. So for Brady and Mike and Greg and Maz and MJ, Garrett and Angela, I'm going to signal the all clear, and we're going to catch you next time. So good night, everybody.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. You can watch our bi-weekly show live on youtube.com/StormfrontFreaks and download the audio version on your favorite podcast player. For links to our Patreon team of exclusive benefits, show notes, past shows, new videos, merchandise, and more, visit our website at stormfrontfreaks.com. While you're there, check out our interactive chaser radar from our friends at zoomradar.com. If you'd like to contact us with questions or make comments about the show, shoot us an email to questions@stormfrontfreaks.com or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Search for Stormfront Freaks. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time and tell a friend about the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
J-Dub. Hello?
All right. Thanks for adding your little whatever that was at the end.
That's awesome.
I'm watching basketball over here. I got comments from Twitter over here. I'm sorry.
Did you just run and puke there, Mike? Is that what happened?
No. It was a different hole.
Oh.
It looked like that. Was like,
That's my bathroom right now.
It was a different hole.
Oh my god.
This is going to be a
show
edit.
title. Oh, that would be a great show
editing this
title. Oh.
Speaking of show titles, because I got to bail quick because I can't sit still any longer.
I heard it early.
I had a couple. I had Snake in the Mouth, Harsh the Mellow, the 151 is Talking, and Severe Hail Intercept Team.
I also
those are ones I wrote down.
That crazy
What?
bastard was early on.
Okay, I didn't
Before
hear
we
that.
went on, yeah.
No. I like
No,
the
that
severe
was
hail
while we were
intercept
on.
team.
Was that
Severe-
hot?
severe-
No, that's too bad.
I like the severe hail intercept team.
Yeah, I do too.
Really? Over snake in the mouth? Because that was pretty good too.
I thought
That's
there was
pretty
another
good.
one. I thought there was another one.
I
that,
thought there was one too. I'm trying to
Too bad
I
that
don't
coming
know
out of
if
the wrong
severe
hole
hail
isn't on there.
intercept team by itself is
Okay, all right.
like really gets like people are gonna
Okay.
figure that out.
Well, you
Most-
abbreviate it, so it's just shit.
Yeah, good luck.
Wow, Brady,
Like,
that's
do the other one. Do the other one then.
receptive of you to figure that one out.
I'm on a roll tonight, aren't I,
You
Phil?
are. You are. It's good stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Severe hail intercept team?
No. What was the other one you
Do
said?
the other one.
Snake,
in the
snake
mouth?
in the mouth.
Yeah,
Snake in the
yeah,
mouth.
okay, dude.
What about coming out of the wrong hole? What about that one?
No, that wasn't during the show.
That wasn't during the
Oh,
show.
that
No.
was a great one.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be
Yeah.
here for this, should I?
Maz will quit.
Oh, yeah.
Maz will quit if we use that one. I think.
Yeah.
So
All right. You want me to? You want to say goodbye to the? Do you want me to end the stream, or do you want to do it,
Yes,
Phil? When
please.
you're ready?
Yes,
I'll end the stream. I think it's still good here for a little bit.
Okay.
I'll end
I'm
it,
gonna
so
I'm gonna
see you,
bail though,
MJ.
folks. So good night.
Thanks, MJ.
Sounds good.
Hi, MJ.
Garrett,
Bye.
did you have any other questions for Mike while
There's some jumping
we're at it?
jacks.
Nah, I think I was blanked out after he said it was a different hole. So
You lost your train of thought. Yeah. So that
I
was good.
apologize. All right. Maybe 151. The next podcast, I'll just do regular rum. Yeah. No, my wife, she's pissed. She left like 30 minutes ago. She's in her room.
How long have you been married?
Since February of last year. So a year.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
okay. So it's still
Congrats.
honeymoon, sort of.
Too soon to be pissed.
He's a
You guys
little.
go storm chasing for your honeymoon?
She hates storm chasing.
Wow, match made in heaven. That's
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
That's
Keep
awesome.
those parts
Yeah, you
separate.
get the boundaries, you know?
So he
I've
can
had
chase
those
blown.
worlds collide.
Is there a
Yeah.
successful chase team that's like husband and wife? Like I feel like that's not a good I feel like that's probably not a successful business
who's
model.
the Oklahoma? Who's the big Oklahoma chaser?
Roger
Stephanie,
his wife.
Aaron
Justin
Hill.
Cox,
Who?
Mike?
Mike?
Justin Cox and Stephanie Cox.
That's not who I was thinking of. Who's the old?
771. Yeah.
No,
Who are the
Roger
ones that have been
and,
doing it forever?
Yeah, Roger and Karen Hill. I
Roger
think.
and Karen.
No, I'm
John
thinking of the
Davies,
news. They're on the
Shauna
news.
Davies. Oh,
Or they were
Val.
on
Val. Caster. Yeah.
Val
and
Caster
Amy
and-
Caster.
Yeah, I think of them.
Hey, Mike, your wife may not like storm chasing, but I suspect her boyfriend really does.
Wow.
Yeah, I hear he's a big fan. He's watching. If you're watching right now, DeMarco, it's nice to meet you.
DeMarco.
No, I
DeMarco,
got
wow.
pulled over.
He has a name?
Wildfire. So this big wildfire in the Texas Panhandle, I got pulled over by a sheriff the day before yesterday, and he told me, he said, "You're not Val Caster," to me, because he pulled me over and was like, "I know you're up here with your trying to take your little pictures, but you're not Val Caster. You need to get out of here." And I was like, "I'm not Val Caster. Sure, I know."
Wow.
I would never compare myself to the great Val Caster.
Val Caster, the broadcaster.
Dina Knightley,
Hey.
welcome back.
Dina, welcome to the show.
Just in
Oh my God. I had
Oh,
the
she's
blue
you're breaking up.
screen to
You still sound like you have the blue screen of death.
Oh, Dina, I got news for you. That computer
Yeah,
is
that's-
toast. That computer is toast. Poor Dina.
Hey, maybe you could, Phil. Maybe you could put that into trollbot and figure out what she was saying.
Now that was funny.
Yeah, let's. Oh shit!
Oh,
Dina
God.
AI. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Dora De La Cruz. She was the only one laughing at my jokes tonight. So thank you for that, Dora.
Good job,
it.
Dora.
Appreciate it.
Way to make Brady feel welcome. That's good. Because we weren't, obviously.
Oh, I had a great time.
Dina's
okay.
gone again.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, gang, fun night. Mike, thanks again. You were awesome, buddy. It's good having you.
Thanks for having me. You know, you guys have had some absolute legends on the show.
We have, yeah.
You know,
we're adding one more to the list. We're adding one more to the list
I'm just
tonight.
happy to be included in any way. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
cool.
Mike. It was good show, guys. I'm going to take off.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone.
We'll see you, everybody. Have a good night.
See you, Greg.
Greg, make sure to sign my